Okay, today is Tuesday, 2/22/22. I call this village board meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Feichter?
Here.
Trustee Frankie?
Aye.
Trustee Listner?
Here.
Trustee Miller?
Here.
Trustee Prochnow? Here. Trustee Schmidt?
Here.
All board members are present tonight. Next, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, but first, we're going to do the invocation. And we have our good friend, Pastor Nogata from the Village Point Church. Will everyone please rise? Pastor, it's all yours, sir.
Dear to God, we thank you for the gift of life. We acknowledge your power and utter control over the universe. Though things around us are uncertain and constantly changing, though seasons come and seasons go, you are always constant and you remain faithful in every season. Now, Lord, I pray for tonight's meeting. I pray that there will be unity instead of division. There will be peace instead of disorder. There will be trust instead of doubt. And there will be hope instead of despair. I pray that you would give our Mayor Johnson and the trustees wisdom and compassion and courage to lead Elk Grove Village with integrity, seeking not their own interests and personal agendas, but by putting the needs of our community first. Finally, I pray that all of us in this room will recognize our own need for God in our lives, and that without Him, we can do nothing. God, may your kingdom come. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Amen. Flags to my right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Pastor, again. I did pretty good. Close to 7.
There you go.
Pretty good tonight. I want to thank you again, my friend, for being here. Hope everything's going good with the church and all you've done. We're still working on coming up with ideas that we talked about that one day.
That's right.
We haven't forgotten.
Yes.
And I thank you again for everything.
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
take care. Thank you. We move on now to the approval of the minutes of February 8th, 2022.
I move approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting held on February 8th, 2022, as submitted and dispense with the reading.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Listener, second by trustee Feichter. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show unanimous approval. Tonight, on the mayor's report, we have some swearing-ins to do, some recognitions to do. I know from Chief Michael, we have some new firefighters. We're excited about that coming on. And actually, I've got one item I want to discuss tonight, and it's actually a very important item. And first off, I want to recognize our friend out there, Willis Johnson and his wife from Classic Cinemas are here visiting us. Yes, they did forget to bring popcorn, so we'll make sure we point that out again and again. But we're glad they're here, and they're here because we are passing a liquor license tonight during the consent agenda at Classic Cinemas. Their son, Chris, reached out to me a couple weeks ago, to the board a few weeks ago, about the idea of doing it. And in all honesty, I didn't even think about that with movie theaters. And as we did our homework, we checked around, most theaters do that. By the way, you'll be happy to hear, I went to your Elmhurst movie theater on York Street Saturday night with some of the grandkids. And actually, I kind of did our homework. They have liquor sales there. I was able to see how they did it with the cans, all that. So it went good. So, but we do thank them for being here tonight. It's good to see our old friends again. So thank you. First off, I'd like to start with some good news. We just got Alexian Brothers numbers on COVID in the hospital. It's at 7 patients right now. As you know, those numbers come, they go, they fluctuate. And during this Omicron, they never got anywhere near what we got a year ago. 100 and I think about 25 was the number a year ago. They got up to 97 during this wave. And amazing, we only have 7. Elk Grove's a mask optional village. How, I thought, we couldn't be that good, I guess. But that's a different thing. And you know, but remember Elk Grove is still a mask optional, and we don't require the vaccination ID cards. But I heard today the county stopped that starting Monday. So the poor people that were treated like lepers now are free to go, I guess, back in the world to enjoy it again. And I know I'm making some jokes here. I shouldn't be making jokes because this is not a funny matter. One thing we've talked about for 2 years, and I say again, this is a nation of laws, not a nation of mandates. And I even asked our attorney filling in tonight for Mr. Knickerbocker, Bill Payne. Thank you for being here. I asked Bill, I said, Bill, you're an attorney, been doing it for many years. Are we a nation of laws or mandates? And he kind of chuckled and said, nation of
Laws.
nation of laws. And we seem to have lost that. And what's happening is really becoming scary. Give example, talking about the Willis and his wife, Johnson, from Classic Cinemas. Last week when his son Chris, or a few weeks ago when his son Chris called me, and we were talking, and he mentioned the frustration they have here in Elk Grove, because they have Classic Cinemas in a lot of places. The one in Elmhurst, the one in Downers Grove, that's in DuPage County. Well, in DuPage County, you didn't have to show a vaccine card to go in. So families and many movies, like the one I saw with my grandkids the other night, Sing 2, that's a kid's movie. Well, a lot of kids aren't vaccinated. Most kids aren't. So in Elk Grove, you couldn't go to Classic Cinemas, but you could go to the one in DuPage County. And Chris was telling me that his theater in Sandwich, Illinois, is doing far better than Elk Grove, which has never happened before. But that's because of that. And what's kind of goofy about all this is Elk Grove's in both DuPage and Cook County. So if you cross Devon Avenue, you don't have to show a vaccine card, but if you cross the other way into Cook County on Devon Avenue, Elk Grove, you have to show it. It's just crazy what's going on. And the rules and the mandates are getting worse as time goes on. I talked to, I'll just say his first name, Jim, called me last Thursday. And Jim was going to the Park District's Senior Center the next day to get his taxes done. They have a program with ARP where they help seniors with their taxes. They've done it for years. Jim said he's gone there for over 10 years getting his taxes done. So he's already excited to go, helps him immensely, gets a call the day before, and it's a person from ARP, and they said, you set for your appointment tomorrow, Jim? He goes, yep, 9:30, I'll be there. Okay, don't forget to bring your vaccine card. And Jim goes, why do I need my vaccine card? Well, that's required. The Park District says it's required. And he goes, I don't have a vaccine card. He had COVID about 18 months ago, severe enough to put him in the hospital. His doctor doesn't want him to get the vaccination. So Jim said, I'll wear a mask. I'll come. He couldn't go get help. They won't let him in there. And that's just a couple of personal touches on all this. And the problem we're having is our leaders, unfortunately, can't give up that newfound self-made power of mandates. And what really got me going on all this was looking at the paper on Saturday morning. Sorry, Herald and Journal. I'm holding up the Tribune. I apologize. But the Tribune right there, Pritzker takes case to Illinois Supreme Court. Now, that case he's talking about is the one with school masks. He lost. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just make sure everything's okay. That's what I want to be careful of. We're okay? You're good. We're all fine, folks? Yeah, we're fine. Okay. So what this article, Governor Pritzker's about, is he lost the first case. It was appealed to the appellate court. Appellate court ruled no. And now he's taking Supreme Court. They cannot, and the reason they lost the case is these are mandates. As I said before, we're a country of laws. Go through the legal process legislatively. They pass it, you sign it, we abide by it. It's a law. Mandates have no standing. I never saw the word mandate anywhere in the U.S. Constitution. It doesn't exist. But we're that way. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Especially when I hear the governor saying, well, masks will be back. We're going to have COVID forever, folks. It's not going away. New variations are coming. It's going to be just like the flu every year. It's going to keep coming. We can't, though, keep living in this crazy world we're in. It's got to stop. So that's why tonight, we're broaching with the board to get moving. We're gonna look at forming a health board, potentially here in Elk Grove. And so tonight, I'm asking the board that we're gonna direct the village attorney and village staff to put together a recommendation for a village health department under our home rule authority, which will give us the power to enact our own regulations when dealing with health issues through a legislative process that will enable us to deal with health issues here in the village. Is there any objection from any board members of directing the staff to prepare that?
No.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and move forward on this. But it is time for this craziness to end. It will in Elk Grove. We're gonna move forward, and I can promise you and guarantee you that this village will always rule by the rule of law through the legislative process, not by mandates, that I promise you. So with that said, we'll move on now to some swearing in. So Chief Michael, if you'll join me down at the podium.
Wow.
What is that, about 5 minutes? Are you impressed?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know, it seemed like the clock stopped, but
Okay, with that said, I know Chief Michael, we're very honored tonight to have the ability to swear in 5 new firefighters. So Chief, if you want to.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, folks, members of the board. Thank you very much. We appreciate the fact that we are able to fill in our vacancies that we have in the fire department here, and that we are able to take these 5 people on. It's a tremendous help to the community. It's a tremendous help to the department to be able to fill the vacancies that we've had in the department here for quite some time. I think as a sign of the success of the community of what we have here, if we look at our eligibility list and what we have for our eligibility list in the fire department right now, we have 113 people who are on our list. And if we go back a decade, 113 people on an eligibility list for the position of firefighter paramedic was not all that spectacular. But I've been at a training summit this week with chiefs from all over the state, and departments are struggling to get 25, maybe 50 people on their eligibility lists across the state here. It's really a challenge for us to get firefighter paramedics as well as police officers in communities. And the simple fact that we've got 113 on our list is a credit to this community and what we have here. So thank you for the support you give us. And thanks to the Police and Fire Commission also for the candidates that you bring forward. Consistently give us good candidates to work with as they come off the eligibility process. So from the fire department, from the community, thanks to the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners, and thanks to the board and the mayor for the tremendous support we have. The people that we're putting the oath of office today brings us up to full staffing for the department, and that's really tremendous. I don't want to say it's a luxury, but today it is, because a lot of places are not quite that fortunate. So we have 5 new firefighter paramedics we're going to bring forward. We're going to bring you forward one at a time. As I spoke with each of you just briefly before we started the meeting here this evening, as you come up here to get your oath of office from the mayor, you're welcome to have your family come up here and take pictures and do that if you'd like. We also have our village photographer here who will be taking pictures as well that we'll get to you. So our first firefighter paramedic is Skylar Rill. Skylar, if you'd come forward, please. Skylar grew up in Chicago and moved to Des Plaines in 2020 after he got married and bought a house there. There was apparently none available in Elk Grove Village at the time. We'll work on that as we go forward, though. He attended the Northwest Community Hospital Paramedic Program in 2018 and worked as a contract medic for the Metro Paramedic Service in Elmhurst before taking a paramedic position with the Village of Barrington. He attended the Northern Illinois Public Safety Training Academy, Fire Academy, and earned certificates as a basic firefighter in operations, advanced fire operations, hazmat operations, vehicle machinery operations, and that of fire apparatus engineer. He also spent a number of years working as a plumber for his family's business. In his free time, enjoys playing basketball and playing the guitar. There you go.
I'll make sure you understand. So you're coming from Barrington to Elk Grove?
Yes, sir.
Okay, folks, don't forget that. Barrington to Elk Grove. Yeah, it means a lot. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Skylar Rill,
Have been appointed to the position of
having been appointed to the position of
firefighter
firefighter
in the village of Elk Grove Village
at the village of Elk Grove Village
and the counties of Cook and DuPage.
at the the counties of Cook and DuPage,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I'll support the Constitution of the United States,
I'll support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
as I faithfully discharge
as I faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
firefighter,
firefighter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Step on up. No, come here. You're not getting away that easy. Come on up here. First off, you now got to support the Constitution. What word is not in the U.S. Constitution?
Mandate.
You got it. He's going to be new chief coming up. Sorry, chief. You have any family here tonight?
Yeah, they're all sitting up there.
Raise your hand, family. Introduce. Holy cow. They all want to leave Barrington. Introduce who you got out there.
So my sister-in-law Greta, my brother Brixton, my brother Graydon, I think going to the back row, my wife Anna, my brother Reggie, my mom Tammy, my dad David, my sister Olivia, and my sister May.
Okay. Your dad, what's on your? Rolling Meadows. You know what? We love Rolling Meadows. No, Rolling Meadows is one of our favorite suburbs. So thank you. We appreciate it. With that said, we got some chocolates for everyone. And now, honestly, what made you choose Elk Grove? Was it something about the town or something?
Well, actually, my dad did start here, his fire career. So he knew some guys. He knew how great the department was. I had to.
So you go from Elk Grove to Rolling Meadows? Okay. We'll allow that to go, because he came from Barrington, so it makes up. So you decided to come to Elk Grove? And
Yeah, and I've only ever heard good things about Elk Grove and the Elk Grove Fire Department. And I knew a couple of guys here already, and they had all good things to say about it. So
I have to agree with you. The last 25 years, Elk Grove's been great. We don't know why it's 25 years, but it just worked out well that way. So we say that. You got a lot back there. You have your hat? You gotta make sure every family member gets their chocolate, so
asked me before or after this meeting?
there you go. You're all set. Congratulations. Yeah, we'll get pictures after all together. Not a problem. Okay, chief.
All right, next we've got firefighter paramedic Mark Lutzow. Mark is a second-generation firefighter who was raised inside of a firehouse in West Dundee, Illinois. Growing up in the town of West Dundee, he played baseball until the senior year of high school. Upon graduation from Jacobs High School in Algonquin, he attended McHenry County College and began his fire service career in 2007. He spent many days working for the Rutland-Dundee Fire Protection District, the East Dundee Fire Protection District, and the Huntley Fire Protection District, and the West Dundee Fire Department before beginning full-time career for the village of Mundelein in May of 2021. He's happily beginning his career in Elk Grove Village, loves to fish, snowboard, and detail vehicles in his off time. So we welcome firefighter Lutzow.
So play sports in high school?
Baseball.
Baseball, okay. Good. I used to coach out in Algonquin,
Oh, okay.
and we used to wrestle against Jacobs. So that's what I was asking. Okay, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mark Lutzow,
Have been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
firefighter
firefighter
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the counties of Cook and DuPage.
and the counties of Cook and DuPage.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
firefighter.
firefighter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. We already established not in the U.S. Constitution. What word's probably not, I haven't read it all, in the Illinois Constitution?
Mandate.
Very good. Come on up and introduce who's here with you. Come on up and introduce.
So first two rows, a couple one guy in the back. So I got my mom first row. Just go ahead and raise your hand.
Yeah, raise your hand when you're not. Okay,
This-
Mom?
No, my sister Amy, her son Jack, her boyfriend Rodney, her other son Andrew, my friend Katrina, and then starting in the second row, that's my brother-in-law Clint, my sister Dawn, my cousin Jeremy, who also is on Carpentersville, his wife Stephanie. Then we have Sarah, who is the wife of Doug Miller, sitting there, also for Carpentersville. And then not last but not least, but Doug Miller there, Dan Bartelt, I'm sorry. I told you I was going to forget your names. And then somewhere, all the way in the back, hiding, go ahead and raise your hand, CJ, my partner from Rutland came out too. Oh my goodness. Didn't see you over there. Sorry. Well, retired Deputy Chief Bob Brogan. Sitting next to him is his son-in-law, Jared Dice.
Well, welcome you all. So we got some Seaville people here, huh? Well, when I coached Algonquin, we wrestled Dundee Crown. Seaville, we know it all. So, well, welcome here. I guarantee the mayor of Carpentersville doesn't give out nice chocolates. Everyone does he? No. You picked the right town.
I did, yeah.
So, welcome to the village. Let me give you some. He's going to have plenty for everyone. Get your hat. There you go. Hang on. Now, inside his head, he's got a picture of the chief of the bullseye on his head. What is that? I mean, he didn't even start yet. I'm joking. I'm teasing. There you go. Should that be nine? A couple more. Here we go. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
We're going to need a bigger candy budget, I
Yeah,
think.
we're going to have a lot more candy.
Next, we'd like to welcome firefighter Jimmy DeCrescenzo. Firefighter Jimmy grew up in Des Plaines and attended Maine West High School. Following high school, he attended a technical school and worked in the auto industry for Mercedes-Benz. He started his public safety career with the Cook County Sheriff's Department of Corrections and worked there for approximately 2 years. For the past 8 years, he's worked for the Glencoe Public Safety Department, where he was cross-trained as both a police officer and a firefighter paramedic. He worked as an evidence technician, a juvenile officer, a field training officer, a fire engineer. James received his paramedic license approximately 3 years ago from Highland Park Hospital, and in his free time, he enjoys being outdoors and working on home renovations. Welcome.
So we have one firefighter come from Barrington. We have a Mercedes firefighter now, too. I mean, we're doing well tonight. That's good. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jimmy DeCrescenzo,
Have been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
firefighter
firefighter
in the village of Elk Grove Village,
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the counties of Cook and DuPage.
and the counties of Cook and DuPage.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
firefighter.
firefighter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, buddy. Come up. Introduce who you got out there. And
Some simple. I just have one. It's my girlfriend Leora. You raise her hand.
I'll make sure you get plenty of chocolates. Don't worry. So I take it now all of our fire engines going to be Mercedes in the future? Is that, or at least a Chiefs car?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Well, I've got plenty in here for you. You're all set to go.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right.
Good
Thanks
luck to
again, sir. Thank you.
All right, next we'd like to introduce firefighter paramedic Kevin Sinar. My apology. Kevin grew up in Rolling Meadows and attended Rolling Meadow High School. He graduated from Harper College in 2014 with his associate's degree in fire science. He graduated from the paramedic program at Loyola Hospital in 2016 and previously worked for the Schiller Park Fire Department. He holds a fire apparatus engineer, hazardous materials operations, fire inspector certifications. He enjoys hiking and recreational sports in his off time and also enjoys building fences and decks. Good for us to hear. Again, welcome.
So we have a plumber, we have a fence builder, a deck builder.
Yep.
You get your new house done.
A car mechanic? It's beautiful.
Car mechanic, we're all set to go. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Kevin Quinar,
Have been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
firefighter
firefighter
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the counties of Cook and DuPage.
in the counties of Cook and DuPage.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
I support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
firefighter.
firefighter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on up. What do you got here tonight, Kevin?
I got my wife, Nicole.
Good. I'll make sure he takes care of you. Don't worry. Appreciate it. So Rolling Meadows. Now, what made you choose Elk Grove? I know you're in Schiller Park for a while.
Yeah, I was in
Nice
Schiller Park on the other side of O'Hare and started testing. I turned down quite a few places, but when I got the opportunity here, I couldn't say no. So.
Well, thank you. What?
Yeah.
Just curious. What place did you turn out? Are they further away or? It's just
Mix of all over the place. Evanston, Broadview, Franklin Park.
okay.
Huntley.
Want to
Yeah.
come to Elk Grove?
Yep.
Well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank
Good call.
Appreciate
Hang
it.
on a second. Give us some. There's a few in here, okay? So you're good. There you go.
Thanks.
Thanks again. Good
Appreciate
job.
And Vinnie Longi is our final firefighter paramedic for the evening here. Vinnie was born and raised in Justice, where he graduated from Argo Community High School. He graduated from Moraine Valley Community College with an associate's degree in EMS and fire science. He received his paramedic license from Christ Hospital Paramedic Program and previously worked for the Manteno Fire Protection District. He also worked at the Justice Park District as an assistant to the recreation supervisor for 5 years. Vinnie enjoys playing all kinds of sports and played baseball most of his life. He is the first person in his family to join the fire service. Please welcome Vinnie.
Now, don't take offense. Argo, is that a community name?
Yes.
Okay, so whereabouts is Argo?
Summit.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you. Okay, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Vincent Longi,
Have been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
firefighter
firefighter
in the village of Elk Grove Village
in the village of Elk Grove Village
and the counties of Cook and DuPage.
in the counties of Cook and DuPage.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
firefighter.
firefighter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Come on up. What do you got here tonight?
So I got my fiance's little sister Marilyn, and then my fiance and her little brother are outside right now, and then I got my father Louis, my grandma Sharon, and then my mother Sharon.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. So what made you're the first one in fire in your family. What made you choose that?
So my mom works as a secretary for Pleasant View Fire Department.
Okay.
And I kind of got a little experience there because I was originally go police officer, firefighter, wasn't sure, so kind of chose firefighter.
So which call, was it a good call? I mean, okay, good call. Okay, well.
We take laterals.
Pardon? Well, no matter what you serve in Elk Grove, police or fire, you're always gonna be with the best, so thank you very much for that.
Sure.
So, I got plenty of chocolates for the family, get your thing there. And don't worry, I got plenty left for our award winners, don't worry, I'm not gonna forget about you too. So, enjoy it, congratulations, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, that takes care of our oath of office for our new firefighter paramedics. Now, we've got 3 awards that we're going to give this evening that are all the same award. Unfortunately, one of the recipients of the award is not able to be with us this evening, so we're going to present 2 of them here this evening, and we'll catch up with the other gentleman later. Some of you may know what the MABUS system is, the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System for the state of Illinois. It's a statewide mutual aid deployment of fire apparatus, emergency medical service equipment, specialty teams for technical rescue, hazardous materials, water rescue. We've got prearranged responses for all hazards of, all types of hazards that we could encounter as the fire service here in Illinois. It's one of the premier systems in the country, second probably only to the CAL FIRE mutual aid system, which is the California wildfire system that they use out there. It's looked upon as a model for municipal mutual aid systems for the American Fire Service. One of the things that we're fortunate with is that through the MABUS system, we can use this on a fairly regular basis for incidents that are slightly more than routine where we need to get help from our neighbors. But also when there's large-scale incidents that take place, we're able to deploy resources to assist either stricken areas here in the state or in other states, which we've done on numerous occasions. One other thing about MABUS is that it actually was created right here in Elk Grove Village. So the MABUS system that we have today that spans 60-some divisions across the state of Illinois and now spans other states as well actually started with Captain Don Kuhn of the Elk Grove Village Fire Department here in the late 1960s. And sadly, Captain Kuhn just recently passed away a couple weeks ago. But this is something that another reason Elk Grove Village can be so proud, because it's right here in the basement of Station 7 that MABUS started. So we're going to recognize our individuals tonight. Lieutenant Matt Bonilla and firefighter paramedic Mark Peidelwitz are both here. If they would come forward, please. And I'll read the letter we have here from the mutual aid system. This is from Glenn Erickson, a retired fire chief who's the chief executive officer of the mutual aid box alarm system. On behalf of the MABUS Leadership Board and many others, please accept our cumulative appreciation for your contributions, your personal sacrifice, and your professional service provided during Hurricane Ida. The August and September Emergency Management Agency compact mobilization to Louisiana was accepted by the Illinois Fire Service agencies through MABUS under the direction of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. What that means in layman's terms is that the state of Louisiana was looking for assistance because they had incidents beyond their capabilities, and they were looking to other states for assistance to handle what was going on there. Illinois, with the ready-to-deploy packages of mutual aid resources, was able to provide that assistance. The mission lasted nearly 3 weeks, and MABUS Illinois forces supported numerous Southwest Louisiana communities, providing much-needed assistance to our Louisiana Fire Service colleagues. The mission was achieved with great sense of commitment, compassion, and due disregard for one's own personal needs. In recognition for those who deployed or provided significant mission support activities towards this successful mission completion, the Humanitarian Service Award and Medal is presented by MABUS Illinois. The Humanitarian Service Award includes a personal certificate of award, the Humanitarian Service Medal to wear in a Class A uniform, dress uniform, and a service ribbon reflecting the colors of the Honorable Humanitarian Service Award, and an oak leaf cluster for those who have received the award previously. So to all who are recipients of this prestigious award, wear it with pride and honor. You have served our profession and mankind in a unique and precious way, and you have made a difference. So on behalf of Chief Glenn Erickson, on behalf of Elk Grove Village, the fire department, we say thanks to both of you, firefighter, paramedic Pitowitz and Lieutenant Bonilla, for their willingness to stand up and be deployed with the MABUS Illinois teams to go serve in Louisiana during this crisis. So each of them will receive the Humanitarian Service Medal and uniform ribbon in recognition of their service. Thank you.
Talk for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Why don't you, have you ever been down in Louisiana before?
I had, yeah. I'd been down there 2 years previously for a family trip.
Okay, so what did you encounter when you went down? I mean, what did you see when you first got down there?
During Hurricane Ida,
Right.
lots of devastation. So the hurricane didn't bring the same water damage that Hurricane Katrina had brought, but it brought the hurricane force winds. So it knocked down all of their utility poles, trees on top of houses, cars flipped over. So the kind of devastation you would see with a hurricane, just not as much flood waters.
Wow.
So it was pretty eye-opening, and I'm grateful to be there, part of it.
What was your main job while you were down there?
Our initial goal was to get there as soon as possible and start making rescues for people that needed the assistance. Thankfully, that there weren't that many rescues that needed to happen, so our next goal was set forth by FEMA. FEMA required us to go out, take pictures of all the damage so they can figure out where the most damage was, and they can send the most resources and properly allocate the resources to the people that needed it the most. We also passed out meals ready to eat, or MREs, food for the people, because all their power was out. Nobody had power. The people that were fortunate enough, that were wealthy enough, had generators, but they had no fuel because there was a fuel shortage. There was a run on the fuel. And then, so we passed out water. So that was the main thing we did. We took a lot of pictures, uploaded data, but it was an honor to be there for the humanitarian aspects of it. And thank you. I appreciate your support. And we couldn't have been there without the support of the village, the fire department, and MABUS, obviously, and of course, our families. We were gone for quite a few days, and it's a strain on families, as you could imagine.
It's kind of a scary, can you imagine like that kind of damage in Elk Grove? I mean,
Yeah.
imagine trying to live through it and survive. It's got to be scary.
It was. They were very resilient people, and mostly they just wanted to tell you and talk to you about what happened and how they survived it, and so that you were just there as an ear and pass out food and water and make sure they're okay and get the social services they needed.
How long were you down there for?
We were there for 8 days.
Wow. Okay. Well, who do you got here today?
I got my wife, Kimberly, who's videoing right now, my daughter Jillian, and my daughter Marin.
You're proud of your dad. These are here. For the family?
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much. Thanks. Come on up. No, we're not done. No, you got, come on. Everyone goes through. Come on for a second.
He said more than enough for all
No,
of us.
no. Real quick. What was the weather like when you got down there? Because you said August, September.
Hot.
Was it hot? Humid?
Very, very hot, very humid. I thought it was hot and humid here. It was a 4 or 5 t-shirt day. And that was just in the morning when you woke up.
Jeez. What made you feel good while you were down there? What really got you say, hey, I'm glad I get to do this?
I think for me it was kind of being a shoulder to cry on. A lot of times, you know, Lieutenant Bodie and I would be out walking, and I did a lot of the driving. They did a lot of the walking. But you get out and bring the food or the water, and people just want to cry on your shoulder and tell you their troubles. And, you know, they were running the scavengers, stealing
Really?
whatever steel that blown over, but people wanted to keep it because of insurance purposes. Just the destruction,
People lost everything.
everything.
That's unbelievable.
One lady I talked to, she was an older, retired lady. She had a double wide, lost that in Katrina, went to just a single mobile home, lost all of that, no power. She was probably late 60s, early 70s, no water, no electric. Ice was scarce. Fuel, we drive past fuel lines that were blocks long. Yeah, it was an eye-opener.
And these are people who have absolutely nothing.
No.
Without you handing out food and
No.
water, they have,
Right. So it was an eye opener. It was really it was my first deployment. So it just really made you appreciate turning on a light switch, going to get gas. We have storms and we complain if our internet goes out for a day or two. These people were waiting for weeks just for their hospitals to gain power. It was a large operation. It wasn't just us. There was California, New York, Florida, Michigan, Ohio, scores of power line workers. Just thousands of power line workers. It was an eye opener.
a little humbling, huh?
Yeah.
Well, who do you got here tonight?
Tonight I have my wife and right now just my youngest son, Alex. My wife Teresa, my youngest son, Alex.
Again, plenty for all of you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. You get this?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the guys, wait a minute. Here, Chief, guys, stay back there. We didn't forget what you do too. Chief's coming back there. Thank you. Folks, if you want to, you can get pictures out there. Emo, you go out. We'll get your pictures, all families together. Thank you. If you want to go now, you're more than welcome to go. Thank you for your sacrifice and your family's time to let your loved ones serve the village. Thank you. We got them covered? Yeah. Oh, I didn't see him back there. I looked before. He's probably walked out. Did he have a mascot? I didn't even see much. I was looking for him, police and fire commissioner. Oh, he's gone? No. I looked, because normally we see the guy sitting there. We'll wait a second while they're walking out, then we'll do trustees' reports.
I was down there
Look how fast that was.
where they were. I was just down there 2 weeks ago, down there in Homa
Still,
and Morgan City. The sides of the roadways are just piled up with what
still.
was furniture and it's not a very affluent area, and there's blue tarps on all the roofs.
When he said single wide, double wide, that's
Yeah,
what I thought.
and it's just devastated. Wind-wise, there wasn't a lot of flooding. Yeah, when was this? August? Yeah, they still have the stuff piled on the sides of the street.
Okay, we'll move on to our trustees' report. Look at that. Normally, the mayor would still be going on at this point. Already done. We'll start with trustee Schmidt.
Yes, I just want to report that on last Wednesday night, on the 16th, I attended the 5-year anniversary of the Enclave, and I had the honor of introducing our mayor, who was the keynote speaker. And that concludes my report.
Okay. Trustee Prochnow.
Should have done that this morning.
Oh, let's see
We'll
what
just
you do
gloss over
now.
that. Trustee
Yes.
Prochnow.
Let's see what she does.
let's see what she does. I also attended the Enclave event, which was very nice to celebrate their 5th anniversary. This morning, all of the board members were able to attend at the Hattendorf Senior Center, coffee with the board. Thank you, Helen, for arranging that. We had some good discussion. Wish we could have had a little bit more time. Well, thank you. Thank you for, we're looking forward to the next time we're invited to visit you. Also, my soapbox sidewalk report. Again, we've had 2 more weeks of snow and ice, and I'm really happy to report that it seems like the majority of our residents have been taking up the challenge that I gave them and have been shoveling their sidewalks, their neighbors' sidewalks, helping out with driveways to make this a safer environment for all of us that are walking our pets or seniors walking, anyone out there at all. It made it for a safer environment. So thank you very much, and we're coming around the corner, maybe another month?
Well, thank God for the rain today, get rid of all that salt
It did
and
get rid of
stuff.
everything, but now we've got a lot of wetness, and if it gets cold, that's gonna be all ice. So don't forget to salt your sidewalks too if you have it. That would help out. Update on the winter farmers market. It's still going on twice a month until May. I have been saying up until now that the farmers market was on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays of each month, but they had some date conflicts with the church, and so I'm going to announce the remaining farmers markets that we have until May. This Saturday, February 26th, and in March we'll have the 12th and the 26th, April the 9th and the 23rd, and May will be the 7th and the 21st, and then we'll look forward to the summer market opening in June. The winter market is at the Christus Victor Church on Arlington Heights Road across from the theaters. And last but not least, Trustee Zarnik, ex-trustee, retired Trustee Zarnik, has asked me to give you the information about the Zarnik Scholarship Awards. There are 8 $1,000 awards available to Elk Grove residents who are graduating from high school this year. The awards are the Zarnik Heffron Scholarships. Applications are available on the village website, elkgrove.org, as well as on the zarnikgolf.com website. Frank Zarnik and Jim Heffron supported the youth of Elk Grove with their work on the Elk Grove Park Board and now through this Memorial Scholarship Program. Please also save the date for the annual golf outing, which will be held on Friday, August 5th. This is the only fundraiser for the scholarship program, and deadline for applications is April 22nd. And this evening, you're going to hear about other scholarships from Trustee Feichter and what's your name?
Frankie.
Trustee Frankie.
I forgot your name.
It's been a long day. In any case, they're all $1,000 opportunities, and if your child is interested in getting some scholarship money, some of that can be applied to supplies, computers, tuition. Each scholarship is a little bit different, but most of them require an essay. So talk to your child, and if they can put some time into writing a really good essay, they can win more than one of these awards, and that really helps towards paying for your college education. And that concludes my report.
See, I wasn't so bad tonight, was I?
That was not so
She shouldn't
bad.
have said anything about Steve.
Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mayor. I also attended the 5th anniversary celebration at Enclave, and as Chris mentioned, all the trustees were at the Senior Center today, the Sheila Ray Senior Center, and I have to say they all gave excellent reports, but I have to give the top prize to Trustee Prochnow, because she remembered to bring the box of chocolates. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Lister. Trustee Feichter.
Yes, the Community Character Coalition, as Trustee Prochnow said, is giving out scholarships. They're giving out 3 scholarships this year, along with the Friends of the Library, and they are due on the 19th of April, and then the presentation on the 24th of May. So they need to, in their schools, with their counselors, students that want to apply for it should pick up application forms and get them in by the 19th. And while they're at it, they should do the youth scholarship and the one with the Zarnik scholarship. Turn in all 3 and go for it. Why not? Use this extra money. It can be obviously so helpful for college. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Feichter. Trustee Jeffrey Charles Frankie.
Is that my name? I wasn't sure.
Don't forget again.
Well, I have no report.
Trustee Miller.
I just want to congratulate our staff, particularly 3 departments, the fire department, the police department, and Public Works for their training. I know let me start over. I know that they have to train and get certified for many things, but I'm really proud of the fact that we have great streets, even in the snow and ice, and I know you're salting and getting ready. I saw it on Twitter today. So I also know that when I drove past Lake Cosman, I saw the fire department training on ice for rescue. And whether it's a 5 t-shirt day or a 5 parka day, their training continues. And I know the police department always has updated police training. So I just wanted to say thank you for that continued training that you have. That concludes my report.
And it was very nice that Police Chief Walsh volunteered to go in the water during the ice training. I felt bad when they couldn't find him, but they kept looking. They did try. So, very good. We move on now to accounts payable warrant. We have accounts payable warrant for 2/22/22.
I move approval of the February 22nd, 2022 accounts payable warrant in the amount of $639,314.81.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Listener, a second by trustee Feichter. Jen, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Frankie?
Aye.
Trustee Listener?
Aye.
Trustee Miller?
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow?
Aye.
Trustee Schmidt?
Aye.
Trustee Feichter?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Tonight, we have consent agenda items A as in almost through H as in happy. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Frankie, second by trustee Listener. Without objection, record the vote as previously demonstrated, 6-0. Mr. Romo, no items on regular agenda, so Plan Commission, anything?
No item this evening under the Plan Commission portion of the agenda.
Zoning Board of Appeals?
You do have 3 items to consider this evening under the Zoning Board of Appeals. The first is for Stream Data Center, ZBA docket 22-1. And that was heard by the Zoning Board of Appeals regarding an installation of a security fence and screening around their property at 1925 Bussey Road. The Zoning Board unanimously recommended by a vote of 8-0 to grant the variation as shown on the site plan, and should the village board find it acceptable, a motion to have the village attorney prepare the necessary documents would be in order.
Is the petitioner here tonight? You're fine. Any questions from the board? If not, I need a motion to have the attorney prepare necessary documents.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Feichter, second by trustee Lister. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Let the record show unanimous approval. Thank you, sir. You don't need to come back. It'll be on the next agenda on the 8th of March, but it's mere formality. It'll go through. We thank you folks, of course, Stream. We're very happy with what you're doing here in Elk Grove. We appreciate working with the process, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Romo, next.
The next item this evening pertains to a zoning variation for a shed at 164 Willow Lane. The shed was permitted by the building department at a height of 12 feet. The shed was constructed at a height of 13 feet 4 inches, which necessitated a zoning variation. The Zoning Board of Appeals did hear the request for the variation, and they voted by a vote of 5-3 to not grant that variation. And I believe that the petitioner is here this evening, as well as a neighbor who is objecting to the variation. And should the village board want to pursue the recommendation, the village attorney would have to provide some advice on that.
Okay. The petitioner for the zoning variation, do you want to come forward, please, sir? Good evening. Before you speak, just to make sure we know for the record, you did apply for a permit. Yes, I did. So you got a permit for the shed, but the permit for the shed said we have a maximum height restriction of 12 feet. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And at the finish of the project, the shed height was actually 13 feet 4 inches. Am I correct?
No, that's incorrect. The actual height of the shed is 12 feet and 10 inches.
12 feet. So it is 10 inches above the height that was permitted.
Yes.
Okay. And as you know, sir, the zoning board has voted to decline they're recommending that this board decline your height variation. Would you like to offer any kind of information to the board before we make our decision? And I know there's a woman here, ma'am, is that, okay, you have a chance to, ma'am. Go ahead, sir.
You know, I'm not gonna deny it, you know, we did exceed the height requirement, for the shed. I didn't get a chance to call, for my final inspection, because there was a complaint. However, after we would finish the final grading, which would bring the shed to 12 feet and 8 inches, I would have called for a final inspection, and, you know, we would have went from there. The shed is sturdy. It's you know, it's beautiful, but it is, you know, exceeding the height restriction.
No, it's a very nice shed. I mean, we've seen it. I drove by, took a look and all that. My question is, what happened? Was it just a mismeasurement?
It was a miscommunication between my father and my uncle when we were building the shed. When we were almost done with it, I did get sick with the coronavirus, so I was out for 3 days, just completely bedridden.
Is there any way it can be lowered? I mean,
Well, the roof would have to get deconstructed, and it can be lowered. It can be lowered by 10 inches to be 12 feet. However, you know, the expense, I haven't looked into that yet, but it can be done.
okay, trustees have any questions for the gentleman?
I do.
Trustee Frankie?
Where are we getting the discrepancies of the height? From who?
Yeah.
You say it's one, our paperwork says there's another. Who's official
Mary Jo?
measuring?
When we measured it, it wasn't at final grade. So he's saying the final grade is 1210.
So they
Well-
brought the dirt up to match up to the,
It was not final when we
so
were there.
dirt was lower? Did they bring the grade up where it should be? Is it proper grade?
We measure from the highest point to the highest point of the shed, and he's saying it's 1210 now.
Okay, so 1210 is correct now?
That's what he's telling us, it's 1210.
But what is it? He's telling us, but what is it?
It's 1210,
Okay, because we're going off of what
Yes.
he's saying.
yes.
Right, we have not measured. No village staff has returned to measure the property.
So we really don't know what it is then.
So it's either 10 inches over or a foot, 4 inches over. Yeah,
Well,
I'm not sure if that makes a difference. It may, I'm
I'm
not sure.
just wondering with all these different numbers.
Right.
I mean,
But he admits it's 10 inches over.
I agree, it's over.
it's over.
I mean, that's not a question, I just didn't know by how much.
I have a question.
Wait, trustee Frankie,
done.
anything else? You're good? Trustee Prochnow?
With this additional grading, will that affect drainage for the neighbor's yard?
We didn't see a grading issue when we were out there.
Okay.
Any other questions from any board members for the gentleman? If not, sir, thank you. You can have a seat, if you will. Ma'am, it's your opportunity if you wish to come forward. And ma'am, I'm not taking sides here at this point, but I commend you. Normally neighbors do not speak up, and I commend you for letting us know your view. Thank you. If you state your name and address for the
Yes.
record.
Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Urban, and I live at 170 Willow Lane, directly north of the petitioner's property. So I would say I am by far the most impacted of all of the surrounding neighbors. And it has changed the appearance of my backyard in several ways. In my personal opinion, it's not as aesthetic as I could walk out and I could look to the north in the past. Now, granted, it is 16 inches, so we're talking 16 inches. But the ordinance, I would have no beef with the ordinance if it met the ordinance. No issue. We have, 8x8 sheds, we got 8x10 sheds. They're not obstructing or blocking people's view or changing the landscape of the backyards surrounding. Now, I think the specification or the ordinance was perfectly clear. I think a mistake was made. We saw the work continuing to progress, and as you invest more into a structure, it's really more difficult to pull back and say, okay, we're gonna stop because we know we're over the limit. I'm not sure why that didn't take place. I began calling the village on December 3rd with my concerns. It wasn't really a complaint. It was just like, hey, I think, all I can say is that from my life experience, I think we're over 12 feet here, easily. So, very nice department. Thank you very much for speaking to me. The discrepancy in the fact, what is the fact? Is it 13.4, a full 16 inches over the ordinance? Or is it only 10 inches over? And when we were at the Board of Appeals meeting, the petitioner mentioned, I believe, as I heard it, that he took his photo from the inside of the structure. Now, it's a very permanent structure, and, you know, so I think we should go back to the fact. Is it 13.4? Is it 12.10? Does it really matter? I think it should be modified, and I think the ordinance should be upheld.
Okay. So you'd like to see it
As
back
di-
at
as
12
dif- as-
feet?
As difficult as that may be for, you know, like, okay, what does that mean? Well, we have the ordinances for a reason: consistency, fairness, the future, just everybody's, kind of, you can go with an ordinance, yeah. So you make a mistake, if it can be fixed, it should be fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it was completed in December. And I don't know that any grading has occurred over there. And that was one of my concerns too, that if they try to modify by adjusting the grade the full 16 inches, that will put, as
What we're gonna do,
Trustee
ma'am,
Cracknell was
what-
saying.
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna have, depending on what decision this board is, we're gonna have our engineering department go out again, double check the height requirements, because if it's site, he needs to change it, we'll double check the height, and they will check the grading issue while they're out there. We'll do both of them to make sure it's proper. With that, we can promise.
Only concern was that I really didn't want our backyard then to become a pooling area for
We agree.
a higher to lower grade.
Right. We spend a
Thank
lot of
you.
money stopping that problem. We don't have to spend it if we can. So we'll definitely do that for you.
Okay,
I promise.
yeah,
Okay?
okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
What is, I need a motion from the board, whether to grant or not to grant? Do I have a motion from someone?
I move
Mr. Mayor.
do not
Hey,
grant.
trustee Listener?
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna make these measurements and stuff, can we delay this vote until we see what those really are?
Well, the vote could be based on if the height is above the 12 feet that was allowed, it's gotta be modified or fixed or removed. That we can do. I don't think there's any question it's gonna be over 12 feet. Am I correct, Mary? So it might be 12.8, might be 12.9, might be 12.11, but it's definitely over.
Okay.
So, how about if I do this? I'll make a motion, I need a motion to grant the variation. Do I have a motion?
Now, by saying to grant the variation, you mean allow it to stay as
Allow it to
is?
stand as it is. And then you can either get a motion, if not, then I'll go motion, do not grant. So anybody want to make a motion to grant the variation? Okay, may I have a motion to deny the variation request?
I move to do not grant the.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by trustee Lister. Jen, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Schmidt?
Aye.
Trustee Feichter?
Yes.
Trustee Frankie?
Aye.
Trustee Lister?
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow?
Aye.
Trustee Miller?
Aye.
Okay, the motion to deny the variation passes 6-0. So, ma'am, they will not allow it to stay that height. So what's gonna happen, sir, is I'm gonna have engineering department go out to your property. If they can, you should be there when they come out. If you can, we'll make arrangements. They will check two things. One, the exact height. Two, to make sure the grading is done properly. So we'll make sure all that's done. you have the option, sir. If you can modify, and I would talk to the engineering department. They've got people that can help you. All right, Mary, you have someone out there, they can help you how to maybe to fix it and stuff, but they're gonna want the shed to come in within compliance at the 12-foot height. Now, I do wanna thank you, sir. You did the right thing. You came, you got a permit, you did everything you're supposed to do. The problem is the mix-up and talking to your family who was helping you, which I commend them for helping with the height thing. And I understand the neighbor's concern. We passed an ordinance a while ago about heights because we were just getting too many over heights and really becoming a problem. So work with our staff, and they will help you find ways to get it done as inexpensively and easily for you as possible. They may have ideas you didn't even think of. Talk to them when they come out, and we'll try to help you find a way to make the least expensive for you to modify to fall in compliance, okay? Okay, but again, I do thank you, you did get a permit. We have so many people come in without permits. Thank you for doing it. But we do need, there's reason we have the rules, and we want to make sure you follow it. Okay, sir? And it is a nice looking shed. I gotta say, it's one of the nicest ones I've seen. So I commend you for that. Okay? And ma'am, are you happy? Okay, please remember, be good neighbors. I mean, we can agree to disagree in life. Trustee Frank and I disagree all the time. We can agree to it, but we all gotta be neighbors, so I appreciate you working together still. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Rummel, last one?
Mayor and Board of Trustees, you do have one additional item under the Zoning Board of Appeals agenda, and that pertains to a shed constructed at 945 Wilshire Lane without a permit. The village zoning code does prohibit or limit the size of sheds to 150 square feet in area. The shed that was constructed amounted to 300 square feet with 100 square feet of enclosed area and 200 square feet of partially enclosed area that's open on two sides. The Zoning Board of Appeals did hear the zoning variation request, and they voted unanimously to not grant the zoning variation.
That vote was 8-0. Is a petitioner here tonight for that property? Did you want to address the board, sir? You have a right to, if you want to. You're more than welcome to talk to us. Come on.
Perfect.
That's fine, that's fine.
She's my friend.
I'll just help
And,
a little.
Oh, that's
she-
fine. Whatever you want to do, that's fine.
Bardzo bym prosił, żeby ponieważ dużo wykonano tej pracy i chciałem pozwolenie, żeby to zostało wykończone.
So he's asking, he said that he put a lot of work into it, and if he's asking if you would guys grant it. He has 3 kids, and he has a lot of stuff, and that he would like to keep in that shed. And taking it down would take a lot of work and money as well. He also put a lot of money into it.
Can you ask him why he did not apply for a permit before he built the shed?
Powiedz, że po prostu miałem zawsze taką blokadę, nie wiedziałem, bo stary szyb muszę usunąć, bo jest cały zniszczony. Nie miałem materiału, tak wybudowałem po prostu, zrobiłem to bezmyślnie, przepraszam za to.
He actually didn't think, he has an old shed that he has to take it down because it doesn't look good, and so he just didn't think he had materials at home, and he just built it.
Okay. Now, I gotta say, and I looked, it's a beautiful, I mean, it almost looked like a little house. I mean, it's probably the nicest, it did, I mean, am I wrong?
No.
It almost looked like a mini house. It's a beautiful thing. The problem we have here is a couple things. And very rarely do we get a unanimous decision to say no to somebody. As you saw with the gentleman back there, it was 5-3. It wasn't even unanimous. That was unanimous. The problem we have on this, sir, is one, you did it without a permit. 2, it's way too big. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, he's got to fix his, but his was 10 inches off. Your square footage is double what's allowed by ordinance. Am I right? It's over double? Yeah, it's double. It's just too much for our neighborhoods in this village, to have that big of other structures. You know, we hate to have you tear down. My thought is this, because it almost looks like you have a building and then you have almost like a carport or something, you know, the open area. Can you take down part of it? Like the open area and save the enclosed area? I mean, is that close to the right square footage?
The enclosed area, it's 100 square feet, that's fine.
If you keep just the enclosed area, you'll be within code. That would be fine. Just take down the two-sided area that's there. Is that a possibility?
He has to get a permit.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
It's gonna be hard to take the half down. So he's asking, so I have no idea about the construction.
No, it's fine.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. It's fine.
So what did you say? So can he leave the half of the building open, right? That's what you mean? So he can take the sides out? The walls, he can take the walls
No,
down?
no, you can't have the roof just there. You can't do that, almost like just the roof above it. No. The choice he's gonna have is, I'm sure I'm not speaking out of turn, especially with an 8-0 vote, he's gonna have to tear down the whole thing, or he can keep the enclosed part up. He'd have to get a permit, but it's already built, so he's not to rebuild it. He'll go in, they'll come out and inspect it. You know, there'll be a slight fine for getting a permit. It's not a lot of money, but there's a slight fine. But he can keep the enclosed part if he wants to. You know, I'm trying to, you know, just have him take down the one that's just two sides, have him take down that part, and keep the enclosed area he could keep. That's within code. Otherwise, he's gonna probably be asked to take down the whole thing. Or he may want to rebuild. I mean, he may want to take down, it's his choice. He's got to get a permit, though, if he rebuilds. How many square feet is the enclosed part, Mary?
100 square feet.
He can go up to 150, am I correct? Yeah, I mean, he could make the enclosed part a little bigger even. He can go up, you can have 150 square feet for a shed. The enclosed part right now is 100. So if he wants to make the enclosed part, or I guess he can keep 50 square feet of the open part.
He has to enclose it.
Right, you can close part of the open part and add another 50 feet on if he wants to.
Can he leave 50 feet off the roof?
Pardon? Say, I'm sorry.
Can I leave like 50 feet, just roof?
Well, you can't have, it's gotta be enclosed. A shed's gotta be enclosed. So you can't have two sides open. It's gotta be enclosed.
So how I can live on the one side, how big the soffit I can live?
Well, how about if we do this? How about if we set up, well, one of Mary's people will come out and meet you at your property, and you folks can discuss what you may want to do, that, and they can let you know if it can be done. Would that be good for you?
That would be perfect, yeah.
Would that work? Now, just so you know, we're gonna take a vote tonight. The vote's gonna be that you have to remove the structure. We agree with what the zoning board said. But if you can modify it, Mary will get a note back to us saying that you're now building within what's allowed, and you can keep up the part that's allowed and just take down part of it. But Mary's department will let us know that. So just so you know, we're gonna vote tonight to concur that you need to remove the structure, but we'll put a caveat, we'll put a condition that if you can work out an agreement with the engineering department to keep part of it within code, we'll let you do that. You have to get a permit, but we'll let you do that. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad it worked out. So I need a motion to deny the request for variation.
So moved.
We have a motion by trustee Frankie, second by trustee Lister. Jen, can you call the roll, please? Oh, wait,
I'm afraid if you do that, he'll have to go, well, as long as he's.
no, then compliance, he doesn't have to. Okay. And let's put a caveat on there, on the motion, that he has the opportunity to meet with engineering department to find a way to have it within compliance. If he can, then he can just go forward with the permit and get it done. If he cannot, then the structure would need to be removed.
Okay, so he's gonna get the phone call or?
Yes, yes, we'll make sure they arrange a call to you. Talk to, we'll get the number from Mary's department. They'll call, set up a time where they'll come out and meet with you and see if they can work out an agreement to make it work. If you can't work out an agreement, then it's all gonna have to be taken down.
Okay, got it.
Okay, we're
Got
good?
it. Yes.
Okay. The motion, the motion is to deny the variation request. However, the board will allow the petitioner to work with the engineering department to find a compliance option with the existing structure. If it cannot be found, then the structure will need to be removed. We good on that? Okay, Jen, can you call the roll?
Trustee Frankie.
Aye.
Trustee Listener.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow.
Aye.
Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Trustee Feichter.
Yes.
Okay, so it's now set. They will contact you. If you need an interpreter, it might be good. Is it Polish?
Yes.
Okay, we have someone who speaks Polish, so it works out good. They'll come out. We'll see if we make it work, okay?
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you both. Okay, see, Mr. Romo, you get near your end of your term. I don't think I've ever had three like this. Well, one was, no, but two like this ever. So, get to leave. You got rid of it before Matt takes off, so that's good, Matt. Got you covered.
Matt's grateful.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Romo?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, move on now to recycling. See, you thought the mayor was bad. See?
Well, I
So bad.
do.
Recycling and Waste Committee, Trustee Feichter.
No report.
Judiciary Planning and Zoning Committee, Trustee Prochnow.
No report, just, you might want to let their guests know that they don't have to stay for the.
Oh, yeah, folks that were here for your zoning, if you want to leave, you may. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to stay. It's up to you. Matter of fact, you stick around, I'll give you a chocolate before you leave. I'll give you some bread. Okay, nothing for trustee, zoning. Capital Improvements Committee, Trustee Schmidt.
Just a report that bids will be going out soon for our Arlington Heights Road project, and hopefully that'll start this spring and conclude by the end of November. That's our goal, and we'll keep you updated on that progress.
And be prepared for delays.
Delays, and
And-
please find alternative routes.
And local neighbors expect cars to be going down your street, which they have a right
Yes.
to do. We'll make sure they're following the speed limit, though.
Right,
We'll check on speeding, especially on Brentwood.
right. That
And look
concludes my
for,
report.
look for a red SUV on Brentwood. That thing flies.
That's it.
It's got wings on it. Okay, speaking of cable TV, Cable Television Committee, Trustee Listener.
No report.
Youth Committee, hey, Trustee Jeffrey, red car, Frankie.
Okay. I do have a report. It's about our scholarship program that we have with the youth committee, with the park district committee, youth committee. We're giving away 7 $1,000 scholarships, and all the paperwork, everything you need is either on the village website, or you can go to your high school, Elk Grove High School, Conant High School, or St. Viator, and their college counselors will have those. They need to be in no later than Friday, May 6th, and we will notify the winners the week of June 6th. But don't wait till the last minute, please, get them in. There's so much money out there for kids to go to college or trade school. It doesn't have to be a 4-year college. It can be a trade school. It can be continuous education. But please get it in there. There's, I don't know, you can win all these different scholarships too. You don't just win one. You can win a Community Care Coalition, the Lions, whatever. Whoever has them, the Zarnik. So apply to all of them, but get the forms in by May 6th. That's all I have right now. We'll talk
That was
about
one of the mayor's report, but that's okay.
We'll talk about the splash parties later.
Good.
That's
Okay.
all I have.
Information Committee, Trustee Miller.
Thank you. I would like to announce that the Citizens Police Academy will be starting soon. For if you're interested, it is free and open to those 18 years of age who live or work in Elk Grove Village. All individuals wishing to attend need to complete an application, which is available at the police department front desk or online on our website, beginning Monday, February 28th, and they will be accepting those applications until April 1st or until the class is full, and that's limited to 20 individuals. There will also be a flyer posted on various social platforms, but if you don't know what the Police Academy is, it's an 8-week program that runs every Wednesday evening, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. from April 6th, as I said, through May 25th, and it takes place at the Elk Grove Village Police Department. At the end of the academy, you will receive a certificate of graduation, and it's really to promote an understanding and partnership between the police department and the community. It's a great academy. You learn a lot about the police department. So if you are interested, I encourage you to apply. And if you have any other questions, you can call the village or email the crime prevention officer, Ted Malik. Another announcement is that if you request overnight parking, there will be a portal in which you can make that request beginning March 1st, and that will also be on our website, which will be then overnight parking requests starting March 1st. That's my report.
Thank you. I feel bad the kids didn't get chocolate. Hey, sir, hang on a second. Come here. You young, your children, come here. I feel bad. Come here.
What day is that?
You're very good.
Wednesdays.
The candy man.
Good night.
I felt bad. They're good kids the whole time.
a nice gesture.
Well, they were here the whole time. They were behaved, better than the board behaves. Okay, is that it, Trustee Mueller?
Yes, that
Thank you.
concludes my report.
Move on now to Business Leaders Forum. Trustee Schmidt.
Yes, we'll be starting our visits again to our industrial park, our business park, and we're going to be visiting our business next Wednesday morning, and I'll report on that at our next meeting. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Health and Community Services, Trustee Prochnow.
Thank you. Just a reminder that we have a respite program in Elk Grove Village called A Caring Place. It is located at the Christus Victor Church, 1045 South Arlington Heights Road. Right now, the program is open on Monday and Wednesday mornings from 9:30 until noon. For more information, please call 847-890-5334. Also, a reminder that our police department lobby is a warming shelter. Let's hope that we don't get those cold temperatures anymore this year, but if needed, the lobby can be used as a warming shelter. You'll get a blanket and some coffee and hopefully stay warm for a little while. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Prochnow. Personnel Committee, Trustee Jeffrey Charles Flinky.
I'm not sure if I have a report. Maggie, are we having a meeting on the 8th? Well,
3
we
p.m.
weren't
won't work.
definite. 3
p.m. won't work because we have a 4 p.m. thing that day.
I thought that was at 6.
No, it's a 4.
A 4. Well, I guess 3 p.m.'s not going to work that day.
Wait, it's on the 8th?
That was the date you wanted us to set
Oh,
it
that's
up.
the 15th. I'm trying to think. Oh, you're right. We're good. My
Oh.
bad. Yep, you're good.
I'll correct my report. Thank you. Okay.
It's hard to keep
All right,
track
let's start
of things.
over
There's
again.
so many things going on.
Yeah. Personnel Committee will be meeting March 8th at 3 o'clock to discuss the personnel manual update, and it will be executive session, so it'll be closed. And please make the announcements to whatever we have to do it. Is that okay? Is everything good there? Am I all right?
I mixed up dates.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you. No airport update, parade committee. Our next meeting will be a week from Monday, actually. I thought it was Monday. First Monday in March, putting that together. Midsummer Concert Classic Series, Mr. Payne. You have no clue.
I have no clue, sir.
Which is fine. Mr. Knickerbocker never does either, so you're fine.
Okay.
We open up this year with KC's Sunshine Band on the 4th of July. We follow up our first concert here on Tuesday night, Little River Band. Then we have Rick Springfield at the Rotary Fest over at the Rotary Green. Then we finish up out here with Sheena Easton. Not a
Very
bad
nice.
lineup, is it?
Wonderful lineup.
Yeah, we could have had Sheena or Paul McCartney. We voted for Sheena, so that was good. But we look forward to, hopefully George won't be here one night. You'll be able to come to a concert.
Very nice.
Okay, we move on now. Special Events Committee. Our next one will be Memorial Day at the Pavilion in Park District. No item in the Liquor Commission. Village Manager, as we get to check off one more. So we go down to 2, then 10. So we're getting close. So it's all fished down. Any report tonight?
I just want to say Happy Glen Lerner Day, 2/22/22.
I wonder how many people are gonna play those numbers for road or for lotteries.
Like everybody? When you win $1?
Yeah, probably. Okay, Jen, any items from you?
No report.
Okay, let's look on the attorney as usual. Even Mr. Payne's got nothing under there. That completes that. We now move on to any new business items from trustees tonight. Anyone in the audience wish to address the board tonight, any items? Okay, you folks that stuck around, come on down. I'm serious. Nice, dark, heart-healthy chocolate with the village logo on it. Come on down, we'll give it to you. Helen? Okay, you have a choice to make. Mayor come speak, trustees come speak. Just think about it, that's okay. Paul Petzo. Excellent. Very good. The Johnsons, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for your movie theater. We love it. And hopefully some change we're making, we'll make sure you stay open all the time. That we promise. So thank you. We do miss the popcorn, though. We won't lie about that. Anybody else? We're good? Scott, good? Okay. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
A motion by trustee Feichter, second by trustee Frankie. Jen, can you call the roll?
Trustee Listener.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Thank you. Aye.
Trustee Prochnow. Aye. Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Trustee Feichter.
Yes.
Trustee Frankie.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn passes 6-0. Folks, meeting adjourned.